Chase Briscoe is feeling the pressure. KHI is going to field 2 teams in the NASCAR E-Series, and Cody Ware is back. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Chase Briscoe sounds like he is feeling the pressure, according to this article from Dustin Long at NBC Sports. Chase Briscoe is blunt about what this year means for him at Stewart HAAS Racing. I feel like this is one of those years where it's really going to determine kind of how my future lays out, he told NBC Sports. If I go out this year and we have success and contending for wins and running up front, this is one of those years where for the future, like contracts, everything could totally change. Where if I have another bad year like last year, it could totally change the trajectory of my career. So it sounds to me like he is feeling quite a bit of pressure. He feels like pretty much this is a win or go home type of year, win or bust, however you want to reference this. So let's take a look at his numbers over the years and to see why he may or may not feel like this and why some fans may or may not agree with this. So let's look at his rookie year first, 2021. 0 wins, 0 top 5s. He did have 3 top 10s, but that being said, he did win Rookie of the Year and finished 24th, I think, off the top of my head in points. So he had a good year for a rookie. He won Rookie of the Year. So that one, your rookie year, kind of, whatever. Your rookie year is kind of scratch. Then you move on to the next season. So let's go to his 2022 sophomore season where he had 1 win, made the playoffs. He had 6 top 5s and 10 top 10s, finished 9th in points. But more importantly, 6 of those top 10s came in the last 10 races. So at the end of the season, it looked like he was trending upwards. And of course, like we just said, he finished 9th in points. So his sophomore year, everybody was sort of high on Chase Briscoe, said, hey, this guy's looking good, looking like he's going to be the future over there at Stewart HAAS Racing when Kevin Harvick retires. Then we had this season. 30th in points, 0 wins, 4 top 5s, and 8 top 10s. And of course, he was hit with the 125-point penalty for the unapproved part or the falsely manufactured part, whatever you want to call it. So this year was not the best year, and then you look at his rookie year, they were sort of similar years, but then you have that other year in the middle where he looked really good. So I do think that Chase Briscoe makes a good point here. This is going to be the make or break year. Was the 2022 year a fluke? Or were the other 2 years a fluke and the equipment wasn't there? Stewart HAAS, of course, saying that they have recommitted themselves and that they're going to do their absolute best, go above and beyond to have a good year this year. So it could be a make or break year for Chase Briscoe, like he's saying. This via Jayski. Kevin Harvick Incorporated will field 2 entries in the 2024 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Kevin Harvick Incorporated announced today it has entered into the world of esports and will field 2 entries in the 2024 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Veteran drivers Matt Bosa, I hope I got one of those names right, Jimmy Mullins are the newest additions to KHI's driver lineup. This is definitely a new chapter for KHI, said Kevin Harvick. My introduction to iRacing really came during 2020, and it turned into something that my son Keelan and I could do together. Since then, iRacing has been a great tool to help him hone his skills and get virtual seat time for his upcoming races. We're excited to welcome Matt and Jimmy into the KHI family. So this is really cool because, of course, Kevin Harvick had the truck team back in the day. KHI won championships with Ron Hornaday. I think Matt Crafton was the driver for him, and obviously Kevin Harvick drove those trucks as well. And then, of course, he's got the Cars Tour late model, the number 62, that Josh Berry has run some races in. Lane Riggs has run some races in, and they're going to run that next year too. And of course, Kevin Harvick is going to run into, he ran the car at Wilkesboro, so that's going to be really cool to keep up with. And now they're getting into iRacing, so the longer Kevin Harvick stays retired, how much bigger does KHI get? Will we eventually see him field some trucks or maybe some Xfinity Series cars? We'll just have to wait and see if he expands it even further or if this is sort of where he's going to cap it at. But always interesting news and always something to keep an eye on over there at KHI. This via the Daytona Beach News Journal. Cody Ware, who was reinstated by NASCAR in early December after all legalities, both criminal and civil, were dismissed from a domestic case last April. Both Ware and his former girlfriend eventually faced charges, and the ex-girlfriend also facing a civil suit by Rick Ware, Cody's dad and NASCAR team owner. The biggest comeback in Ware's return to racing will likely come in April when he returns with one of his family's 2 Cup Series cars, the number 15 Ford. He's expected to share that ride with Kaz Grala through the rest of 2024. not set in stone, but tentatively plans are back in the Cup car in April. He said, we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's there with sponsorships and getting everything lined up. After my suspension last year, I lost the majority of my sponsorships, so we're trying to build everything back up after that. So if he's sharing the ride with Kaz Grala, that looks like that's going to be about 10 races that he will be in the car. Now, of course, a lot of people feel a certain way about this, but at the end of the day, nobody was there. We don't know what happens. Without concrete proof, the charges were dropped. The case was dismissed. We need to look no further than the Duke Lacrosse case, where everybody condemned them in the media and stuff like that. Then the actual facts came out that Crystal Mangum had made up, a false story about them. So I'm not saying that's the case with Cody Ware. I'm just saying we need to treat it like that case until something concrete comes out or doesn't come out. So until something official comes out, it's not really fair to speculate one way or the other because, like I said, it could end up like that Duke Lacrosse case back in the day. All right, well, that was a super positive story to end this one out on. If you got a comment, question, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. Always fun to read those. If you want to help out the channel, there is a merch store. The link is down in the description. And if this is your first time, would love to have you aboard. If you're already aboard, I appreciate you all as well. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.